Okay, so we are chatting with Agle Carolite today about the Brand Experience Transformation Program. I am Haley Hougaard. I'm the program director. I've been chatting with a lot of you as we gear up to launch this program at the end of October. And there are a few questions that kind of keep on coming up. They're the frequently asked questions. So I thought I'd go straight to the source here and invite Agle to chat with us today. Hi, Agle.
Hi, Haley. Thank
Hi.
you so much.
I feel like we're on, I feel like this is our own talk show, our own
Yeah,
Zoom room talk show. So first things first, I think, everyone would be interested just to learn a little bit more about you and your background and what led you to develop this course.
Sure. Well, I've been doing a lot of branding and digital marketing and design work and for the last 15 years in various countries around the world, not necessarily doing like hands-on work myself. I was mostly managing projects and leading projects. So I've worked with such clients like Fotolia, Adobe, Cooper, Designit, Deutsche Bank, a lot of universities and incubators like Google Campus London, Paris Telecom Incubator. So my experience is very diverse. And I love sharing my experience. So I've been doing a lot of workshops along the way in parallel to doing client work. And it came the time when I felt like creating more of a systemized methodology and a systemized framework for brand experience design, and doing it in the way that would deliver value for business, right? So it would be like a strategic tool that any business could use in order to generate business value. So being, generating qualified leads, or having a process for how do you go about establishing yourself as a trusted advisor in your space, or any other kind of business goals that need to be accomplished. So I developed this framework called Brand Experience Design Framework, which is a very simple step-by-step process for teams, design and marketing teams, that they can integrate into their process in order to trigger transformation within the brand, right? And by that, I mean to really help move the brand to the next level and thus help the business achieve the goals that it needs to achieve. So this program is called Brand Experience Design Transformation Program as a consequence of that. And it's really there for me to share this framework with the other teams and the team leads and freelance designers and marketing consultants who really want to streamline their process and learn how to do their work better and faster and more effective. So that's what this program is about.
Love it. It's super exciting. It's a program that's not just for freelancers. I feel like there's a lot out there for people who want to kind of go to a well of knowledge. But this seems, as we've been developing the course, it's so different. So I'm excited to see, the different kinds of people that we get involved with it. It's gonna be great. So, speaking of the,
one point.
oh yeah, yes.
Yes, I tried to make this because I worked in so many cultural contexts. I lived in 7 cities around the world, and not just like for a year, really for a substantial amount of time. And I worked with a lot of people I've always worked from different parts of the world and with different types of businesses. So being startups, established businesses, and well-known brands. So I really tried to make this a universal process, right? That could be applicable for any context and any team size. So that means, cutting through the noise of information that's out there on the internet, really distilling the most essential ingredients needed for success, and really sharing that in a very simple way with the others out there. So that's the goal.
Yes, I love it. So, speaking of just developing this course that can be applied and used in many, many different situations by, many iterations of what a creative team can look like, a marketing team. Can you give us an idea of the structure of the course and what a potential student could expect from a day-to-day perspective?
Yeah, sure. So there are 4 modules that we've planned. The first module is kind of an introduction into brand experience design. So consider it the masterclass of brand experience design, where I'll share kind of the key concepts and key ingredients that are needed for success. So I really suggest for all of you to consider it, because it's going to help to be in sync and in tune on terminology and to kind of see the brand from the same point of view. So that's the first module. The second module is really learning the process of brand experience design in a very hands-on way. So I don't know if you've already seen, we've launched Brand Strategy Kit, which is a tool that will walk everyone through the brand strategy development process. So in the second module, we'll be using this tool as sort of the basis to learn how do you develop brand strategy, and where does brand strategy fit within the overall brand experience design practice. So this module would be great for everybody who already has a project that they're working on and really needs like guidance, structure, and our support to move that project to the next level. So that's module 2. Module 3, it's going to be about kind of really making things happen. So at the end of module 2, we'll have a very clear idea of how the brand should look like and what will be the key components of this brand. So in module 3, we'll really work in groups to make it happen. So, I'll be there to support everyone and to answer questions, and Haley will be there. We have another person on our team, Anna, who will also be involved to really help make sure that everybody gets personal attention with their projects. So this is a purely let's make it happen type of a coaching module. So to this module, we'll be accepting only those people that are ready to make things happen, for whom ideas have already ripened enough that it's kind of the right time to do it, and that we will feel that our support will be really what's going to help them get there, because we only want to see success stories after this.
Absolutely.
So, and then we have module 4, which is not yet planned for when that's going to happen. But if there is interest from people to learn how to apply brand experience design framework, and specifically either within their organization, or if they want to learn how to apply that for their clients, then we'll be taking enrollment from aspiring brand strategists, who I really see as change agents within the organization or outside of organization, like outside consultants, who really help to propel an organization to move forwards. So I'll be sharing the toolkit and the process for how do you structure such a practice. How do you work with a client? What's sort of the business side of it all? And will really help to prepare aspiring brand strategists to be the change makers on the market. So
I think I'm so excited about just the group aspect of this course. You're not going to be an island in this. You will have people who are learning alongside you, and it's such a great motivator. And to be able to actually apply these principles in real time to projects that you're working on, you know, specifically talking about module 2. What a great opportunity. I'm super excited to see what everybody brings to the table.
Yes, this practical module is, I think, practical aspect of it is very much, you know, connected with all the workshops that I've been doing live, and that's really what I enjoy the most. But so I try to kind of transfer this interactive and personal attention into an online environment. Because we probably all know that just buying an online course and watching it, you know, usually just doesn't go anywhere.
Sure.
So I really want everybody who will join the program to get the maximum out of that, because there's no really point to join it if you know, if you're not making things happen. So yeah, this is really probably one of the biggest differentiators, let's say, right, from all the online training programs out there. And this is going to be live, so it's not a pre-recorded program, you know, that's kind of just automatically spit out from an internet.
That's right. And you just kind of hope that it applies to you currently. Yeah. So you brought up your live workshops and just the experience that you've had leading these workshops in, you know, 7 different all the countries that you've lived in and traveled to. Can you give us just an idea of, you know, students who've done this in a live forum? What sort of success stories have those experiences gleaned? Do you have any kind of specific examples?
Yeah, so the success stories are very diverse, right? Because success means so many different things for different people. So we had, you know, I'll share examples and you can decide sort of.
Okay, great.
One of the examples, for example, was when I lived in Santiago in Chile, and we were creating a prototype for an idea of how could people living in Chile get themselves together and to help other people when there is an earthquake or, you know, any kind of natural disaster, because over there it's like earthquakes and fires in the forests are very, very common. So one of the workshops I facilitated, what was a series of workshops, was exactly to find a solution that would help to create some sort of application that would be kind of a helping tool for everybody when there is a natural disaster that happens in the country. So there were multiple groups of students, you know, who were working on the idea, and it was really a fun experience and a very needed one for the country. So at the end of that, we crystallized the idea of what that was, and we proposed that for university to kind of take that into an incubation. What other ideas? So I worked a lot with Google Campus London and Paris Telecom Incubator, which has a lot of startups. So over there, all the startups that come to my program, to my workshops, always resolve any issues that they have. And those issues are very diverse, right? They can be as practical as like their conversions on the website are very low and they don't know why. So we need to really analyze all the aspects of how they position their brand online, how they communicate what they do, how they engage people, you know, all those things in order to find the root cause of why the conversions are low. Another common aspect for digital brands is that, you know, people sign up, but then they don't end up using the product. So kind of all those onboarding aspects of why people are not coming back, why there is low stickiness to the website or to the product. So these sort of issues I help to solve to teams on the ongoing basis. That's very practical questions, right? that you'll always find a solution. And in my workshops, I also share a lot of case studies exactly of what works and what doesn't work in those cases. So there will always be very practical advice on that. Yeah, maybe this will be enough for examples.
That's the paints a great picture, because I think, you know, one of the questions that we have been receiving, just as people kind of figure out if this course is right for them, is wondering where their specific situation or their, you know, specific goals might plug into this. And I think the message is just that, you know, if you are a creative professional and if you are looking to level up, you are going to find value in this course.
Talking about the creative professionals, so I maybe would want to stress that this course is good, you know, if you're a designer or creative who wants to become more strategic about the way you serve clients, right? So kind of tired of doing the hands-on work, and you really want to understand what value does this work really give for the business. So this program would be perfect because I'm going to paint the picture of all components of business functions and where, you know, particular contribution that a designer makes or a copywriter makes falls in this picture. So from that, we can really see of, you know, what bigger impact does that make in the business, and knowing that, then a designer or copywriter can sort of improve and polish up the experience in order to provide more strategic help for the business. This program is also very good for business people who want to understand the more creative side of marketing, which is branding and brand experience design, because sometimes I see a lot of business people, they don't have full understanding about that, and that's perfectly normal. So I'm always trying to connect kind of the creative strategy with the business metrics, business you know, ROI. So I think if you're working a lot with creatives and if you're on the marketing side as well and you want to understand more how creatives think, this is also a very good deep dive, especially module 1. That's more module 1. Yeah.
I love that. I picture like marrying the left and the right hand side of the brain together, which if you can do that, you're just you know, going to provide more value. There's no two ways around it.
Yes. So with comprehensive value, right? It's not just kind of one-sided design or marketing. It's not enough. If you want to be good at what you do, you really need to understand the big picture.
And that term change agent, if you want to, you know, be a voice of change and growth and you know, really make an impact on either your personal career path, well, certainly your career path in all cases, but your own business, or if you're working for a company, you know, the only good things can come from that kind of development. So my last question for you, you know, you're talking about the people in business, talking about the people who aren't, you know, the classic kind of a freelance creative professional designer, you know, those people. How would you suggest, you know, let's say, for example, we've had a few of these examples come through. If you're working for a company, let's say you are a data analysts within a marketing team for a company that exists. How might you suggest this person who's really curious about the program, but has a heavy workload, you know, I would say, let's present this to your supervisor. Would you agree? How would you suggest someone go about doing that?
Yeah, so I guess, you know, the first question is like, why would you be interested in the program? What drives you towards this program, right? And we need to make sure that this program can deliver that what you are expecting, right? So that's
Mhm.
why the first thing I would suggest to book a call with Haley, and we'll make sure that really that this is the right fit for you. And
Mhm.
then if it is, and it's all a matter of, getting support, financial support from your organization, then yes, I guess we would need to, present the program for anybody who's responsible for budget or training in
Mhm.
your company that could help to get that support. Um, I think that any organization who cares about the growth and development of their people uh, wants their people to understand what is this organization trying to accomplish, right? In the market, in general, kind of bigger scheme of things. And this program is not what will provide you like technical expertise, but it's going to be kind of expanding your view and giving you strategic tools and techniques that then you can, or even thinking patterns that you can then apply to your daily work and be better and more impactful by what you're doing, right? Because I'm sure that everybody knows that, we can take on any task and devote the week to doing that, but if it has no impact in the bigger scheme of things, why are we wasting our time? And why are we wasting the time of organization who is, kind of for whom we are doing this work? So this program is really for the benefit of both the organization and the people who are serving it, whether being from within organization or from outside of organization, because we're trying to kind of steer everything in the right direction. So um, so the system moves forwards.
That's great. Well, those are all the questions I have for you today, Agle. Thanks so much for joining me and chatting. It's really enjoyed chatting with all of our potential students as we lead up to this program. And as you said, at the bottom of this email, we'll put a link to book a call with me. I am here to answer any and all questions that you may have about the program. And yeah, we're excited to dive in.
Great. I hope to see as many of you as possible in the program, and that we'll accomplish great things together.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Agle.
Yeah. Bye.